think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Jillian, with another bullet journal plan with me. And I know it's super late to be posting a January plan with me setup right now, but I'm super proud of how it turned out and I still really want to show you guys what I did for this month. Also, I think of these monthly bullet journal videos that everyone posts as sort of timeless, as ironic as that sounds, because when I'm looking for inspiration, I won't just click whatever current month or year I'm on. I'll click around and look at all of them because I want to be inspired by everything. So whether you're watching this in February or January or next year, I hope you find some inspiration. So, if you haven't already guessed, this month's theme is Avatar: The Last Airbender. I have been wanting to do this theme since last year when it re-blew up all over Netflix. But unfortunately, because my last year's theme was Disney, it didn't really quite fit. So I knew in 2021, the first month had to be Avatar. So my inspiration for the front cover came from the lo-fi version of Dear Katara, and they always like to do a silhouette of Appa flying in front of the moon. So I wanted to draw my own version of that. And then for the right side, I just drew a regular January title page with the 4 nation symbols down the side of it. And then for the quote, I just did the title scene where Katara does her intro scene. So for the next page, it's my monthly spreads. On the left hand side is my calendar, and on the right side is my month at a glance. Because my weeklies are reserved for my work schedule and my journal entries, I use my month at a glance pages to plan for events that are happening throughout the month. For the calendar, I mostly use it as a visual aid to help me physically see the days ahead of me as I'm planning. That's why I purposely put it next to my month at a glance, so that way it makes it easier when I'm trying to look ahead. I also use the calendar to write birthdays, holidays, paydays, and bill due dates. Other than that, I don't really use the calendar for anything else. As for the design aspect of the spread, I knew I wanted to incorporate Princess Yue somehow, so I drew a crescent moon. And because I drew her on the left side, it only made sense to draw the koi fish on the right side. So the next 2 pages are basically my tracker pages. On the left side is my main habit trackers, and on my right side is the budget tracker. So when I was coming up with a design plan for this month, I knew that I wanted one of the pages to be dedicated to the Water Tribe, just because I think that if I was part of the Avatar universe, I would be in the Water Tribe. However, a lot of my friends think I'm more Fire Nation than anything, but that's their opinion. But I'm curious as to what you guys think you would be, so comment down below what nation you'd be part of. So for my habit tracker page, I wanted to utilize as much space as I can, so I also put in a mood tracker, a to-do list, a to-buy list, and a challenge section. So for my budget tracker, I decided to keep the doodles simple for once, and I went with the Kyoshi Warriors fan because I'm their biggest fan. But anyways, so my budget tracker is actually really simple. It's just 4 columns. The first one being the date of occurrence, the second one is just a description, the third one is money in, and the last one is money out, and I just duplicated again because I had a lot of white space. And I use this page just to keep track of all my expenses, money that's going in and out. Like I said, I use it as just a tracker. It's not really a budgeting tool. In order for me to hold myself accountable for my financial goals, I actually have to take everything that I wrote in the month and move it to an Excel sheet and then have it do all this math and tell me how far or close I am from my goals. So the next page is the first set of weeklies. So the original design concept that I had for the weeklies was just going to be really simple. I didn't want to draw that hard. It was just going to be the 4 symbols of the 4 nations. But as you can see, that is not what it is. I decided to change it and make it the dragons just because I already drew 2 of the 4 original benders, so it only made sense to draw the 3rd one, which is the dragons. So for my weeklies, what I do is I put 7 days across 1 page. I know I've seen a lot of other people do 7 days across 2 pages, but personally, I don't need that much space since I only use my weeklies for my work schedule and my day-to-day journal entries. So for the 3rd week, I obviously had to draw the badger moles. If I was going to draw the original benders, I had to draw the badger mole. Not gonna lie, out of the 4 original benders, the badger mole was actually the hardest one to draw. I don't really know why, but I looked at so many references and I'm really proud of how it turned out because I had to erase this guy so many times. So for the last weekly, I decided to draw Sokka's drawing in the last episode. I thought it was fitting because his drawing ended the last episode and his drawing will now end the January bullet journal of my spread. So to end off the last week, I thought it would be clever to draw 7 symbols for the 7 days instead of just drawing circles with the number on it. So I picked 7 random symbols that I thought would be easy to draw, and plus Avatar has so many that I really couldn't decide which one to choose. So the symbols I ended up going with is the water, earth, fire symbols, and instead of the air symbol I went with Aang's wind staff. I also decided to draw a little silhouette of Momo, and then I drew a Kyoshi warrior's hat, Mai's throwing knife, and last but not least, Sokka's sword thing. So for the last part, I just drew the end. I tried my best to copy the font that was in the last episode to really tie this whole thing together. And now we are finally at the last page. This is my review page. Here I write my monthly review of all the events, highlights of the month, and at the top I just drew a pie show piece, and then at the bottom of course I had to draw the classic cabbage guy. And at the end of every month I like to leave 1 or 2 pages blank for Polaroid pictures. I like to print out my favorite moments of the year. I don't really decorate the page because most of the time the Polaroid picture takes most of the space, but I like to leave space for that. And now for the coloring part, we're gonna use some Avatar State magic, and boom, just like that, it's colored. Trust. And now for the final flip through. I really liked how this turned out. I had been waiting for so long to do the avatar, and I'm glad that I finally got the chance to do it. As you can see, I did shoot this after the month had already ended. For some reason, I thought I already recorded a flip through, but I didn't. So this is what the final flip through looks like after the month had ended and I filled everything out. Like I said, this took me so long, but the end results came out really nice. If you liked any of this or recreate it, please let me know. Tag me. I'm also on Instagram. And until next time, bye!